Why did I do that? The first thing I should have talked about is sanctuary city. Okay. Sanctuary city. What is sanctuary? You know what? I keep on hearing the what is I got to follow up. Sanctuary city. I got to follow up.
Well, it's, you know, they were created in Los Angeles, Chicago, and different other cities.
New York and California.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Because of the immigration crisis, which could have been regulated 30, 40 years ago. Mm-hmm. You know, just to a situation, you got people that they're America for certain people, Africa, Europe, or poor countries in Europe, you know, especially Eastern Europe, Moldova, and different countries like that, and Central and South America, Asia, certain countries. America's the promised land. Everybody wanna come here.
Open arms, Statue of Liberty. I get it. Go ahead.
But what they don't tell you, Arizona, Texas, certain parts of Mississippi, all the way up to Washington, California, used to be part of Mexico. Okay.
Y'all hear that?
We got the Alamo when the
David
Texans
Crockett
came. Yeah, when them boys came to Texas, Texas was Mexican.
Yes, sir.
You know, Texas, California, Arizona, New Mexico, what is now New Mexico, all of this was Mexico.
But you know what now? Do you blame a person from fleeing Mexico, Central America, and in the other hemisphere? Do you blame them when they're trying to leave governments that are corrupted, and some of those areas, the drug cartels control that area? Do you blame them?
No, you cannot blame them. You know, but you know, when you want to put the blame on somebody, you got to put the blame on America. America got a drug consummation problem. Mexico and other parts of the world supply the demand.
Somebody say he's going to make America great again. You don't have to worry about that, but go ahead, brother.
Make America great again, and I ask the question: when did America stop being great? You see, when did America stop being great?
Yeah,
it hasn't. We've been ran by different politicians to cater to different organizations and different schisms, etc., that have basically destroyed this country.
Absolutely. But let me ask you something. Now, I'm dumbfounded. Okay. Chicago and New York and California, y'all hear that, are sanctuary cities. Meaning you could come, get a license, you can come, but they're complaining, we don't want any more. How can you say that and impound a bus that you don't want any more people, but you're still classified as a sanctuary city? That's an oxymoron. It doesn't make any sense to me, but you're going to give me clarity, though.
Well, when you look at the situation, okay, sanctuary city means, you know, people in distress or whatever, et cetera. Okay, and a lot of them come over here, they are in distress or whatever in their own countries.
Yeah.
Okay, but you got to look at how, you know what I mean? We got to go back. How did that happen? When did it happen? You know, you got some of these gangs, the M13, et cetera.
MS-13, yeah.
Yeah, MS-13. These gangs were formed here, and they took them back to their countries.
I'm not asking you. What I'm really asking you is, how can you complain that you do not want any people to come in and impound buses in Chicago, but yet you classify yourself as a sanctuary city? I'm asking, explain it to me.
It's a dual situation. Okay, you a sanctuary city, but now your people are complaining in the sanctuary city is because California, Texas and Florida are busing people to New York. They busing people to Washington in front of Kamala Harris's house and all that. The federal government what you got to look. What is the federal government doing with the situation? Why?
Yeah, but if you classify
certain-
yourself as a sanctuary city, you should. That's like me. Should I open up my house and say everybody is invited and it's flooded? What do I have to complain about if I'm a sanctuary city? I'm asking
the
you.
politicians don't have to complain. The people have to complain, and the reason that the people are complaining, you got people here, Americans, black, white, whatever. You got Americans here, some Hispanic origin. You got Americans here, living here in poverty, and you have people coming in, poor or et cetera, whatever, but $9,000 to get apartment, rent, blah, 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 blah. Things are being, the waiting line for people in line for Section 8 and this and that has been expedited for them.
But wait a minute. Now, you just said that you understood them coming in from Mexico.
I understand. I understand them coming in.
Okay.
But the problem is, people. Not me. I'm not angry at them. I don't have nothing against them. But you got people here not doing as well as us. We ain't doing that great. But you got people not doing as well as us that are saying, wait a minute. Hey, man, I've been here 5 years trying to get an apartment, blah this and blah that. And Jesus comes here and his family, this and that. And not denigrating Jesus or whatever. That's not the problem. It is a government problem, first and foremost. The government is not doing its job. And secondly, the city, by saying they're a sanctuary city, they weren't prepared for the influx.
Now, I got to ask you this. Why is it when people of Polish descent and Ukrainian descent were coming in, they got communities where people are not documented, okay? Why there was no complaint then? I'm asking.
Well,
and the Romanians, all due respect to all these masks.
You got to look at Chicago is the capital of the Polish people in America. Okay, so most of them come from Krakow, the city where they got the Black Virgin ceremony they have every year. Virgin Mary. I've been to Poland. I've been to Warsaw. I've been to different other countries.
I'm trying to understand why there was no outcry then.
It's not an outcry because you're the right color.
Wow.
And that's what you got to deal with. That's when you look at the Palestinian situation, when you look at the situation in Somalia right now, where we got warring factions. When you look in the situation, you take 2014 when the United States, Britain, and Saudi Arabia started bombing Yemen.
Yeah.
You had Yemeni Americans that were there visiting their families. Did you know the American government didn't get them out? Russia flew in 3-4 planes to get these people out.
Well, Donald Trump bought in his former president.
No, this is 2014 when the first thing started with Yemen.
Bought in his wife's family, but there was no outcry. But I get it.
Right.
I get it.
Right. Well, when you look at it, man, it's like an onion. The more you peel it, the more you're going to cry.
Oh, man, these sanctuary, I understand, and you know what?
Concept, you understand the concept, but the actuality, what's really going on right now with when you get an influx of people, it's like you're doing a job and all of a sudden you feeling something, and all of a sudden the tube break and everything just, and you trying to get it together, you know what I mean? You're trying to fix a situation that's still working. Now you're looking at, wait a minute, I can't do this. And that's what's happening here with the government in Chicago. You got a major influx of people coming in from Texas and
Mayor
Florida.
Brandon
and
of Chicago.
He's trying, but at the same time, he ain't really in control.
I agree.
So,
I mean, they built, they was trying to build tent city for them, and they found out the land was contaminated. I believe that they knew that already, and you know what? They said, Joe, we're going to look out for you since you gave us a contribution. And they said, oh, the land is contaminated. And it was that's my opinion.
It's like going east back in '79. Remember they was going to build a shopping center, housing complex, a low-income mixed family. They couldn't do it because that was USS Steel, and it's still contaminated.
Brother, they got plans for that. Can I tell you something? Former Alderman Jones said they're going to eventually put a casino there eventually. See, I think I know something, but the thing is, you mentioned the Trilateral Commission. They plan 20 years in advance. I don't know nothing. Okay, but you know, there's a presidential race that is going on, man. It appears that in 2024, and you know what, you can use this for your case history later on. Look at what we was doing in 2024. Who do you believe? Who do you believe is the best choice for America? Joe Biden, who is losing his faculties. Another man that is just outrageous, Donald Trump. He's controversial. Kind of hope you wait, because you know what? He gonna give me news for 4 years if I live. But go ahead. Who do you think?